I've already cut this off, and I still have to trim this down, and I'll do that when I flip it over for the transom. Sticks in a little bit inside of the plywood here. But when you're cutting these things off flush, just take your draw saw, because it has no set to the teeth, and just hold it up flat against the transom, and then just saw down. You'll cut it right down. So let's go to the bow. I want to do something there now. Now I'm going to work on the breast hook with all the different little, little pieces of multicolored wood we're going to stick in. First, I want to, it's almost like a keystone or a keel or whatever. I've got a thicker piece of oak, white oak here, that I'm going to set in, however you want to say it, into the nose piece here, and that'll be the focal point, and it'll also be a nice stiffener for in case you ram something. This big hard piece of oak will take a lot more damage than the Meranti will. So I've got this piece set up. There's a little scab under here to keep this piece from rotating around, got it clamped up, and there's one on the other side here. So you'll take your saw, and let me come in closer here. Now I'm cutting down through the hull panel now too. Okay. Okay, we'll do the other side now. I've moved the block on the other side, the backing block, over just a hair. I don't mind if it's a little bit. If when I clamp it in or glue it in with the Gel Magic, I might put a clamp to bring in any kind of gap that forms, because the set on the saw is so thin, or the kerf, I should say. Okay, still in line. Okay, down through. We'll pull out the stuff here in a second. You can see I've got it set in now, and here's what it looks like without. You can see even the little layers between the plywood there. That all gets Gel Magic'd in and clamped in place, and I have to be sure that it's lined up on the center line too. So I have all the little pieces cut to fit over the centerpiece that we just fitted. I'll take it apart and show you something that's underneath that I do, is to keep these little pieces from falling through, because they're almost impossible, and also to act as an extra stiffener. I put a piece of the plywood underneath. In fact, it's 2 layers of the 4mm underneath that are epoxy or Gel Magic to the inside rail on the bottom. So let me go ahead and reset up and pull these out and show you what I got underneath, and then we'll get on with Gel Magic in these little pieces in, and then there'll be some gaps I'll show on another view that will fill up with some easy fillet, which is the wood-filled epoxy fillet material from System 3. So let me set up and quit talking here. Okay, under all these pieces in here, I've got, stay there, and some shims. There's 2 layers of plywood here that I've got epoxied in place. Right in here is where I got 2 layers of 4mm. The bottom layer goes underneath and is Gel Magic into the bottom of the rail here, and this other piece is Gel Magic to the top of it, and then along the edge here seam. And then when we get done putting in all the little pieces, this whole thing will be one big giant piece, all epoxied together. But this plywood down here keeps the sides from racking in and out and gives you a much stronger joint, and I'm going to try to do that in the stern now too. And I've got another little thing I brought home today. Let's go up and set back up there. I rode my T-Max up the North Bend today to pick up this little motor from Joe. I wanted something, I just mainly wanted a bracket, but I got the whole motor. I wanted to get the bracket so I could see how the transom pieces are, and I'm glad I did, because I'm going to have to put some extra wood in here. The little screws that hold it to the transom are not long enough, but that's fine. I can really beef this up. But this one must be one of the shorter ones, because it's the absolute right length, because the top of the prop, the water line should be about here, and the top of the prop looks like it's going to be about in here. So, and then it's a tip up. So if you run into anything, it won't. But I'm going to see if we can work on something to maybe have a reverse in this. I don't know. Don't guarantee anything about that, but it'd be nice to have a reverse. Otherwise, you're going to have to carry a paddle around in order to backstroke. And then we got to come up with some means of, people don't have 8-foot arms. So with a rudder system or tiller system to hook into this, some sort of cable, either foot pedals or hand pedals. So haven't decided yet. So let's go back and epoxy the Gel Magic and the little pieces. I got the Gel Magic all mixed up, so we're going to put a gob down the middle here. Fill up sides in here. We'll trim this up after I get everything in place. Okay. Put a little bit of more up in here. Go around, take the excess, and just kind of work it in. This all gets shaped down. So go ahead and push it in. Check for globules on the bottom, but this will get another treatment when we flip it upside down. Okay, what do we got next? Okay. I need a flat plate up here. I'll go ahead and do the rest of this off camera, but you get the idea here. Just put in your Gel Magic. And some on the face that's going to be at least one face, doesn't have to be both faces. Stick it in, and we'll come back. Well, I've got it all Gel Magic in place. I'm debating whether or not to put a clamp on it or just let gravity hold it in place. Keep an eye on it for creep. We'll come back on this. I still need to fill. I didn't take, you'll probably notice Well, let me set up again here so you can see what I'm talking about. You'll see we've got gaps in here. I didn't take the time, and you don't need to either, to figure out all these intricate angles. The only one you want to worry about is the angle going this direction to make it fit in tight to this edge here. Trying to get that one, if you want to, go ahead, but we'll come back with some easy fillet and a stick, and we'll push those voids full of easy fillet, and that'll, and, you know, give it a nice brown color when it cures, and then we'll shape everything down, and then it gets a coat of stain, and then it gets epoxy. So that's that part on the bow. So we'll come back on the next part. My batteries are dying for the stern corners. I've got all the little corner pieces for the stern cut out. So now I'm going to mix up. I'm debating whether to use Gel Magic or to go ahead and use some System 3 laminating. I'll probably use Gel Magic because I got some little holes in the corners here I want to fix up. And then this is also one of those things where, in order to get tight fits, you use one of the existing, or you add in, clamp in a short piece for something to let the draw saw guide, use it as a guide in order to cut the angle this way and that way for these little corner pieces, and then trim the off end to length when you get done, and then remember to round them down. So I got some color in. I've added some maple and some oak and some Brazilian cherry and some walnut and stuff. So it's not as elaborate as the Granville Day transom was. So it got to be a little too grandiose. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart and glue it up, and we'll come back after I have it done. And I'm going to be able to use my pin nailer. My compressor decided to run today for no apparent reason at all. It lives. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll come back after I get it all put together. Got everything all epoxied up now. We used Gel Magic in all the edges and filled in some corners and stuff. If you have any gaps, it's a great gap filler too, because it takes a stain somewhat. So I got them all the pieces in, and everything is shaped that needs to be shaped right now. We'll come back after it's cured and do all the final rasping and rounding and fairing in on the corners, and then we'll give it a sand. But that'll come after I do some more inside stuff here. And don't spill any, I don't want to spill any extra epoxy on top of it until I get done finishing it off. So I guess we'll be tying her down after this cures tomorrow, and then tying it down, leveling it out, and doing the jump stitching with the Gel Magic with the little applicator nozzle, the little mixing nozzle. So this is what, July 10th? And I see in the weather that in the Midwest and the South Texas, and I mean, you guys are all boiling down here, and I'm still having to wear a sweatshirt, you know, out here in the shop. It just doesn't want to get warm in Seattle. So give us some of your heat, please.